Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. Today I'm doing a collaboration with Melanie Thompson and Antoinette of Antonette Decorating. We are all doing a fall DIY napkin ring. And of course I'm going to be doing a tablescape showing off my napkin ring. Now I'm going to go ahead and start on my tablescape, and when it comes to time to put the napkin on, I'm going to show you my napkin ring and how I made it. So let's get started with the tablescape. So I already have these burlap chargers on there because this is what I had before with my white plates here. And since my napkin ring is going to be out of burlap, I thought I would just keep those on there, and that's why the silverware is on here too. Just keeping everything that was already here. Now this is the first layer that I'm going to be doing. I love this rust colored plate. I got these at Pier 1 many years ago, and they are perfect for fall. So I'm going to be placing all of these plates on the chargers. Now the next plate I'm going to be doing is just my white ironstone plates that were my mother's. I love to use these for tablescapes, and I just love the little scallop on them. So I'm going to be placing all of these on top of the rust colored plates now. And the last plate I'm using is the matching salad plates. And then it'll be time for the napkins. So here is my napkin ring. Just something really simple that I did. I saw a while back, I can't remember how long ago it was, where this one gal made these pumpkins, dimensional pumpkins out of jute. And of course they were much bigger than this, and she did one that would just sit on the table. And I thought, well, why don't I do one that's just half, really small, and just make it half so it's dimensional. So that is what I did. So really quick, let's check out the video on how I made the napkin ring. Then we'll come back and put the napkins on the plates. So the first thing that I did was I marked on my toilet paper roll here the length that I want my napkin ring to be. I did it just a little bit shorter than what the width of the ribbon is. So I'm just going to cut down to my mark, start cutting on one side a little bit, and then I'm going to continue on this other side and cut all the way around. And you don't have to be super neat with this because, like I said, I did mine just a little bit shorter, so the ribbon is going to cover everything up. Next thing I'm going to do is I want to measure the length of my ribbon. I'm just going to roll it around, have a little bit of an overlap, and then cut it. The next thing I'm going to do is hot glue it on. So I'm just going to do a bead on the roll here. Take one end of the ribbon, press it on, and be very careful because it is hot and I did burn myself a few times. I'm going to roll it around, tighten it up, and put a little bead of glue on the end. Just make sure you get it tight here, and then press it down. And again, be careful with the glue being hot. Now I'm going to make my pumpkin out of the jute. I cut a piece of cardboard to the width that I want my pumpkin to be, and I'm just going to wrap it around. I did it about 15 times. You can do as many times as you want to if you want a thicker pumpkin. Now I'm just going to slide it off of the cardboard, and I'm going to use some real thin floral wire. I cut off a couple of pieces here. Just going to stick it through, pull it behind really tight, and then I'm going to twist a few times. to make sure it's really tight on there. Then I'm just going to cut off the excess. And I do need to make one more. Now that I have both of them made, I'm going to twist them together. And then I will be cutting off the excess of the wire when I get ready to glue it onto the napkin ring. So I'm just kind of pulling it apart, making a little bit of a shape of the pumpkin. Now, I went ahead and did a little bit of whitewash on mine because I wanted my pumpkin to show up a little bit more. Next thing is to hot glue it on. And I'm just going to put some glue around here. Just be really careful and not burn yourself. Then I'm just going to press it on to the napkin ring. And I want it down a little bit low because I'm going to be putting a stem on here. And I did have a few gaps, so I'm going to have to add a little bit more of the hot glue here, and hopefully that will hold it down. And this side looks like it needs a little bit more too. Okay, so you have to play with it a little bit because you will have a little bit of a gap. And then I want to put the stem on. So I'm just using a branch off of one of my bushes that had a dead spot, and I cut 6 of these since I'm making 6 of them. I cut it to a certain length that I wanted, just putting some hot glue on it, and I'm sticking it down in there, and I'm putting it on just a little bit of a kind of sideways. And that is the napkin ring. Now I've gone ahead and put the rest of the napkins on, but this is basically what I'm doing is I have these rust colored napkins. Of course they're pure one and they match the plates. Just going to put my napkin ring on here. Put it down a little further down because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a few pieces in here. This was something I took off of a pick of these feathers. I'm just going to tuck that down in there. This is some little bit of fall leaves that came off of another pick. Tuck that down in front of the feathers, like so. And then I have this little pick of berries. Do a little bit more twisting here. That gives it a little more color. I'm just going to tuck that down in here. And you know, my husband, I showed my husband these and he's like, well, it doesn't really look like a pumpkin because it's not orange. I said, well, I don't want to make it orange. I said, I told him, I said, I got this rusty orange colored napkins and I'm doing some colorful additions on to it. So I said, I just want it to be more natural looking. Because this, I think this would look really pretty if you used just some off-white napkins too and did a neutral tablescape. But you can, you know, dye this. Pretty sure you can. So let's put this over here on this one. Put it right there. Now I'm going to go get my wine glasses that I want to put on here, and then we will start with the centerpiece. Now that I have the wine glasses on, I'm going to work on my Tablescape centerpiece here, and it's just going to be something really simple. I have my ceramic rooster here that I got from Fitz and Floyd, and I just have these candlesticks on each side. And this is actually, I have 3 of these. The other one is on my buffet, which I'll be showing everything at the end here. But I'm just going to put a couple of picks like this, 2 different picks, like so. And then I have one of my pumpkin picks that I'm going to place on there, and that will cover up the stems from the picks. And then I'm going to repeat it on the other side here. But I'm going to do it the opposite way, where I put this pick over here and this one over here, like so. Okay, and then again, another pumpkin. And just set that in there, cover up that part. All right, now I want to put something on top of the candlestick. So let me go grab a couple of pumpkins that I did. So the first thing I'm going to put on my candlestick are these pip berries. This is just 2 pip berry picks that I put together. Just going to set that on there. Then I have this pumpkin here. I actually have 2 of these. These were a cream color and I painted them white, and then I just hot glued these pieces on here from a fall pick. Really love these colors. That is just going to sit on top of here instead of a candle. Just kind of play with the berries a little bit here. Twist them up. And I'm going to repeat it on the other side here. The other one here. And that pumpkin. The berries again. Okay, now I just have a couple more pieces that I want to put down in this area in front of the rooster, so let me grab them really quick. So over on this side, I'm just going to put some of my silver salt and pepper shaker. Got to have some salt and pepper on the table. Then on this side, I'm going to use this little candy dish over here, and I am going to put in some little dinner mints. Gotta have some dinner mints for afterwards. So I'm gonna put those in there. Too bad they're not fall colors, but it'll work. All right, so that is it for my tablescape. So I'm gonna go around the whole table and show you the whole room the way it looks with the buffet too. All right, so let's go over to the table first. We'll just check everything out. I think this turned out really cute. And again, you can dye your jute orange if you wanted to. I kind of like it the way it is. I really think this centerpiece turned out really nice and just something really simple to do. Again, you can put candles if you want to, but I kind of like the pumpkins on here. I also thought about elevating the rooster, but I decided just to have him on the table. Come back up here a little bit. All right, and again, I will show off my buffet just in case you didn't get to see my buffet. And here's that other candlestick here that matches the 2 on the table. I really think this looks good together, the way it turned out. I did the buffet first, of course, and tried to carry on pretty much the same colors onto here. Wasn't really doing a lot of reds necessarily with my fall decor in this room. More of the oranges and the dark yellow. Well, that's going to do it for my video on my tablescape and my DIY napkin rings. Now make sure that you go check out Melanie and Antoinette's videos. I have their links down below to their channel. And if you haven't subscribed to either one of them yet, you'll definitely want to do that. I hope that you enjoyed my video today and that I could give you some ideas on doing a napkin ring for yourself and a tablescape. I want to wish everybody a very wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.